now I want to give my thoughts to you about this whole thing. The PC cafe culture crisis at hand. Relax. Take a night. Think about yourself. You know what? You just finished work and you with your coworkers or even maybe your friends that work elsewhere, but you want to go hang out. So you go grab something to eat, but you know, in these countries, nightlife is pretty active. They don't start until like 10 p.m., 10 a.m. in the day, and they go till like 2 a.m. at night. So where you go, you can do karaoke, which is popular in Vietnam and Korea, but or you can go to a PC cafe or bar. But now think about this: when you're at home you go, oh my gosh, Monday Night Football. We're going to go see, I don't know, the 49ers versus the Patriots. And then you invite one or two of your friends over and you order the pizzas. And then you see a taco and you go, yeah, yeah, yeah. Or you see a touchdown and you jump out of your screen. And so you're like so happy. And you got that camaraderie with your other friends around you. And so that helps. Now, think of that this way. These people, these 3, 4, 5 people, they go into a PC room versus a home, and which is true, and they are a pub team or Overwatch team or whatever, or they're a Final Fantasy 14 MMO team, and you know what? Their Overwatch team just beat somebody else. Sometimes they're even playing other groups within the same PC room. One from group friends versus another. So when one group wins, even though you yourself are across the room or somewhere else, you hear the cheers and the laughter or the joy. So I can see where this comes from, where the camaraderie and why some people really like it. And it is relaxing. It's kind of like usually have like sometimes they put on the little mist in the room or they have the neon lights like in Las Vegas. Other times, they do the strobe lights. The PCs are nice too because you got the big old nice chairs. Sometimes you get the big back pillow, and if you stay overnight, they give you the blanket above you. Now, besides gaming, there are other services that they offer for entertainment, like I shared above. Furthermore, so you have the use of the PC. Anything you want to do, excluding porn, you can do on the PC. And this actually is kind of something they would do. You know how some games are known for grinding, like, oh my god, I gotta grind all these levels, I gotta grind all this gold. There would be people in these cafes that they would go out and they would pay for 8 hours, let's say, $10 for 8 hours, and the PC owner would log them in, or they would log themselves in, and they would just like stay logged in. Like Arcade was classic for this in Korea. If you have Arcade, when you're logged in, you get extra labor, and you could see a whole PC room just filled up with 20 machines with Arcade, or even 50 machines. Arcade is logged in, and the labor's just going up. People are paying for that. People are paying to Astella, where they're just running the bot that's just auto killing things for gold. So people used it for that purpose, so that it were not necessarily there. And remember, they get bonuses by being logged in on a PC room than a home, unlike America. Okay, now the other thing too, for even little kids that go there, they almost on top of every PC there would be like 3 or 4 candy machines or snack machines. Uh, there would be so Coke machine. There'd be, and on top of that, you could go to the front counter and you can go, you know what? I want a hot dog. I want a slice of pizza. Or you don't even have to. You don't even have to go to the front counter. These PC rooms, you can use your mouse. You can load up their menu, and you can click what you want. I want sushi. I want rice bowl. I want this, and click it, and then the I'm not gonna say the hostess, but whoever, the cafe manager, would walk out with the food to your PC and hand it to you with the chopsticks and everything else. So in a sense, they were like a coffee shop where they were doing that. So it was really, interesting. Okay, so we already talked about the camaraderie. Now, this one's a big one. Helps games development with revenue. We just had Chronicles of Laria. We've had Star Citizen, and you've had so many games that just don't go well. They either get canceled, or when they do launch, they're horrid, and nobody goes to them. And most people will complain in the West, well, you know what, we just we have no money to do it, or we have no desire to do it. But then they get mad about the Korea gaming stuff, or the Korea cash shops and stuff. Now, I'm not necessarily sticking up for all the cash shops, but their business model is that, you know what, you come in, you can play early access, or you can do things in your group. When you're playing with your group, you will spend more because you want to stay competitive. You want to do things. You want to enjoy your time with your friends, or you want to enjoy that beta. Some people do it that way. So this is how when basically, if you buy a costume from the PC room, let me say it's $10, fine. It's kind of like a credit card transaction. The gaming industry gets 80%, the PC room gets 20%, kind of like a movie ticket, right? The studio gets 60%, the theaters get 40%, something like that. So that's what happens, and that's how these games generate revenue to actually develop games you want. You guys love Black Desert. Where did Pluribus get their money? They did it through the PC. They did not kickstart a game. They did not beg a publisher for a game. That's how they get their games going. Okay, so, and again, it's also a place for low income people to sleep and shower versus the streets. When you're a woman or a child, there's every shelter from coast to coast in America to help you. That's not necessarily true for Asia. There are maybe few, but there's not really many. When I first started Asia, there was not even a domestic violence. I had a boss. He said if my daughter married a man, he's her property. He can do what he wants with her. So it's their culture. It's not right. It's not wrong. It's their culture. I accept it. But my point is, men in general are usually better off in an environment, whether it's a sauna room or PC room where they can sleep. And guess what? They're not out stalking you at night. They're not out catching viruses that get you sick during the day or night. So this was a way that these PC rooms could generate money and provide a service to the community. So I thought that was pretty well done. Now, my experiences. Now, one time I actually was working at an English school, and we were on the second floor. And so one day I'm waiting for my students to come, and 20 minutes passes by and there's no kids. I'm like, okay, is the bus late? I asked my boss. No, the bus dropped them off and they're already going to get the next round of students. So my boss goes looking. It ended up that the whole class went upstairs, floor 3, and they went to the PC room. Okay. My boss was very angry about it. She walked down, but this is where it gets funny because they got in the elevator. But when they got in the elevator, it got stuck. So how it goes from floor 3 to 2, it stuck at the middle point. So for 3 hours, all the students were stuck in the elevator. Oh, talk about karma, it's humor. But that was one example that I've had with I remember. I also remember to try. Sometimes I would never know some of the games that came out, like Lost Ark. I never could find that on an American Google when I played it because America would show me American things. But if I went into these PC rooms every 3 months or 6 months, I can see the new games that were coming out, and I could have access to them, and I could share that information with my friends. So I enjoyed that. So yeah. And now, again, I already talked about how the gamers are displaced. So now that I actually shared with you about my experiences with the PC culture cafe, what do you think about it? Do you think that that's still valid for today? Would it be something you like? Or what do you do that's kind of your strange niche with your friends to enjoy your time together? Or what kind of business do you think has multi-levels of customers it serves? I would really be interested in knowing. Please leave your likes, subscribes, and comments below. Hi, the small clip you saw was brought to you by Loyal World News. If you like what you saw, you should subscribe and look up my daily Loyal World News report for its full version. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube, prefer to be on the road, I also have a podcast in every full-length video I put up.